Hi all, welcome back to another video. I hope everybody's keeping well, and I'm going to show some of my pickups from this week. So starting with the Invaders, a show that I used to love as a kid. I think the first time I watched it was the early 90s. I also remember watching, they used to have it repeats of it in the early 90s. It's quite old though. It's 1967, and the second series was 1968. But I never. I'm not that old. So the first time I watched it was repeats on ITV in the early 90s. I always remember because it used to come on after They used to have something called the Pepsi Chart Show in the early 90s. Miss programs like that, and they used to have a rundown of the charts on ITV. If anybody remembers that, and they always used to show an episode of this afterwards, and I really enjoyed it. I also found it had a really creepy vibe to it, especially when and if the aliens get shot and they glow red. So I've got to find the. I definitely want to find the second series. I watched the first episode, and the grandmother from the Waltons is in the first episode. David, the main character, gets locked up in the care home for claiming that he's seen aliens, like you do. And she turns out to be one of the aliens, and she burns the care home down. Yeah, I really still enjoy it. Really good. I got a film called Lights Out. Really enjoyable horror film. I always like haunted house type films. My favourite in horror films. And films where people, things like where people have got to stay out of the light, so whatever the creature is doesn't get them and stuff. I always remember a film called what was it called? I always remember it, and now I forgot the name. Darkness Falls. That was it. Yeah. Always enjoy films like that where people have to try to keep the lights on at all cost. Fun film, fun horror film. Really enjoyed it. I haven't watched it yet. I got a film called The Nest. They'll infest your mind. So let's have a look on the back. Oof, that looks creepy, doesn't it? Now I can't remember. Is it D.D. Wallace? That's D.D. Wallace in it, from the mother from E.T. It's got to have some credibility then if her's in it. She's always a good actress. Her was. Howling, E.T. What else was she in? Some really good films in the 80s. What's the write-up like? Looks good anyway, so I'll give that a try. Got a film called The Lodgers. They are not alone. $5.99 from HMV. Now, this looks more like, I don't know if it is, but if it's got David Bradley in it, this is like, I imagine that this is one of those old school type of British ghost stories more than an horror film, if it's got him in it. It doesn't look like sort of the American style horror. It looks more like one of those old British type ghost story things. David Bradley. I mean, he plays the original Doctor sometimes now, doesn't he? You know, from Doctor Who, and does a really good job of that. So yeah, I like him. This has got like what made me pick this up. It's like, oh, that's kind of got like Woman in Black vibes to it. I was talking to somebody on the counter and I mentioned Woman in Black. He didn't seem that impressed, but maybe I should have said the 1989 one, because not the Daniel Radcliffe version. That's all right, but in my opinion, you can't beat the TV movie from '89 for Woman in Black. It was okay. I thought that the second Woman in Black film was dreadful. Yeah, classic ghost story about an orphan twins who live on a crumbling estate in 1920s in rural Ireland. That sounds really interesting. So I'll give that a try. I got the Hobbit box set.